What's up, everybody? If you don't know me, my name is Denzel Mensah. I'm an ENFJ 911 social sexual in the Myers-Briggs and Enneagram system. I'm also a certified life, personal development, and relationship coach. And today you are going to be watching a profiling session that I did with Gabriela. Gabriela was actually a friend of another client slash now friend of mine named Allinger. She was a recommendation. And yeah, like I did a profiling session with Allinger, and maybe that session will go up one day, maybe not. We'll see. But with Gabriela, at least, this was a session where I thought, you know what? I think this would be a good session example for everybody else to see. Now, for a lot of my profiling session videos, if you guys are familiar with them, I sometimes give you already what the type is so that as y'all are watching, then y'all can learn more about the type. And then for other ones, I try to leave it up to y'all to be able to guess before the end, kind of like a game. So that way you're able to see your own biases. And I think that this is one of those that I'd really love for y'all to be able to watch through and be able to like see if you can guess which type that I'm going to land on for her by the end. And I think that it might teach you a lot more about how this type can tend to show up, how those functions can tend to show up, and also just get to know another person of this specific personality type. So without further ado, I'm going to play the session. And if you guys want a session for yourselves, be sure to visit denzelmensah.com, where you'll be able to book a session with me, whether it be a coaching session, whether it be a relationship coaching session, whether it be a profiling session like the one that you're about to watch. Make sure to book with me. If those times do not work for you on my calendar, be sure to email me at denzelmensah94@gmail.com and just title it session schedule, and I'll be able to work with you. Like, I have some clients that, we're probably at China or something. It's like, oh, my schedule's conflicting. And as long as I know in advance, if you really want a session that bad and got to wake up at like 4 a.m. to do it or whatever, we'll make it happen. We'll plan it in advance. But yeah, without further ado, I hope that you guys enjoy this session. I surely did. And be sure to like and subscribe if you do want to see more of these that are going to be coming out soon. All right, let's get to Gabriela. Cool. All right, and we're all set. First and foremost, nice to finally meet you.
Nice to finally meet you too.
Yeah, Allinger speaks a lot about you.
I
All
speak
good
a
things.
lot about her too.
Yeah, I can tell that she really, really loves you. And
Oh,
yeah, so I think that that's dope. And she was like really excited for us to meet. So I'm
oh
like,
my gosh, I think she's more excited than the both of us.
yeah, I was like, I mean, I'm not mad to meet her, like for sure. But I'm like, I mean, if you hyping on me, I guess we'll see. We'll see. So
I'm so nervous.
no, I did hear that you are complex, both from you and from her. So,
Yes.
and I made fun of her for like she's like, I hope you can figure something out. I'm like, oh wow, so you doubt me? Like,
Oh wow, I don't think she's
that's
meant it
crazy.
that way.
Yeah, no, no, no. I know. I'm just teasing her. She definitely, yeah. It's all good. But I don't know how much you know, but pretty much the way that this goes is I'm going to ask you a series of very invasive questions that you are
Okay.
obligated to answer under
Obligated.
all
Okay.
circumstances. That's right. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I am going to ask you a lot of questions and it's going to be conversational, which
Okay.
is funny because Allinger did it through another service. And so that one, like, we were a little bit more like crunched for time and everything like that. For this one, it's actually going to be a lot more conversational. We have a lot more free time. So I'm not like really like, trying to like get these questions out. So don't feel pressured to like, oh, I need to keep this super, super short or anything like that. The whole point is like get to know you, get to understand like how your mind is working, stuff like that. And then by the end, I'm going to tell you which of the 16 personality types that I believe that you are based off of everything that you said.
All right, and
And
then we're
I'll
gonna
break it down.
compare what
Yeah.
Alger thinks and what you think.
Boom. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, without further ado, I guess the first question I'm going to ask you is the question I ask everybody that I start off with, which is like, who are you?
I have no idea.
Mm.
Who I actually am. I'm definitely on a journey to rediscover, um, just because so many things. There's so many aspects. I feel like I'm trying to reclaim who I was at 20, who I'm not now at 31, and then try to figure out who that person was to try to figure out who I am now. And it's just, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, well, okay, no, that's a good start. You know, I always ask that question to see what somebody's gonna say. But like to be more specific,
Yes, I'm
like
sorry.
no, you're totally good. Seriously, that you were supposed to be that way. I just wanted to see what you would say. Like some people,
Yeah,
you ask them who are you? Oh, no, I'm a entrepreneur. This is that. That says a lot about a person.
yeah.
Somebody like I don't even know. It's like okay, that also says a lot.
Oh, I'm
you know?
sure. I'm so sure. Listen, the shirt is indicative. It says, "Hang on, let me overthink this." I purposely wore it today because hang on, let me overthink
That
this.
is so
I was
funny.
ready to like cancel.
That is wow, really.
I was so nervous. I still am, but you know,
What are you nervous about?
yes, I don't think I can fully pinpoint it other than being perceived is a lot. It's
Mm,
scary.
mm,
And as much as I want to figure myself out, like that, if that involves being perceived and being seen, and like, ugh,
mm.
it's not something fun to do.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's understandable. Yeah, I was just wondering. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's totally understandable. It's totally understandable. Okay.
yeah,
Well, yeah, like I said, to make things a little bit more specific.
it's okay. We're gonna,
Oh yeah, yeah. Don't
yeah.
worry. Yeah, you're not the first nervous person I've dealt with. Allinger included. So yeah.
We just have different types of nerves.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Um, but okay, so uh when I ask like who are you and everything, like let's say okay, so you did give me your age.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me know like what do you do for work?
All
What did
right.
you go to like school for? Like anything like that. What's your social security number? All of that. Like just hit me.
Um.
Where you
So
live, where
I
you grew
work.
up, all that.
I live in the Bronx right now.
Oh, nice,
Um.
nice. Gang gang.
Thinking. I work at a law firm as a paralegal right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm in school currently too, trying to be a dental hygienist.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Um. What else? What else did you ask?
Social security, can't forget that one.
555
Excellent. Very important.
Very important. Um.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you want to work as did you say dental hygienist?
Yeah. I'm
Like a
trying to be a
specific
dental
term?
hygienist now.
Yeah. Yeah. What made you try to go that direction?
Part of the journey I'd say that I'm on now.
Mhm.
Um. I want to be in a position where I manage myself.
Mm,
So I feel like I had this stigma with my own self of I should always work under someone, and that I
mm,
was a good person. Like I can follow tasks, I can accomplish what is being like errands, things like that, and like that became my ideal as to what kind of jobs I wanted to do, which is why like
mm,
previously I was like, oh, I would love to be a paralegal and not an attorney. And when I decided to go back to school, I was like, you know what, like I want to be more in charge of myself. I
mhm,
think that I do have the capabilities and the skills to be in a more managerial position. And that's going to start with forcing myself to be more in that position. And the only way I'm going to do that is by getting a job and where like I'm more so in that role. So it's
yeah.
like kind of don't have all the external factors that like are going to keep me in that role too. Cause like I'll get nervous. I'll be like, you know what, never mind. Like backtrack. Backtracking is the best.
Right.
It was like, but I also think I discredit myself because of that.
Mm,
It was like, what kind of job would put me in a position that not only puts me in a position where I'm managing myself more, it's also ticking off a couple of other boxes for me, which was
mhm,
like I want to make sure that long term this is going to work out for me, my family, like health insurance, pension, like thinking long term, like also a couple of other things that I wanted to tick off in whatever next role I got was at the law firm where I'm at now. Well, not at this law firm, but just like working as a paralegal.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you start today, you don't finish, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not ever able to finish. So you're always continuously, the next day it rolls into the next day, rolls into the next day, rolls into the next day. There's never really that fulfillment of like, oh, I'm done, checked off the box, moved on to the other thing, because the only way that's possible is if you have no more cases. And it's a revolving door with a law firm. Like, you need more cases. You want to have more cases before you settle the case, so that you have, when that case settles, you still have more. Like, you're always trying to fill it up. And I'm tired of that. I want to feel like at the end of my day, I did everything I did and I'm done with my day. And tomorrow's a new day and I'm not picking up the slack of yesterday.
I see.
And so I felt like healthcare kind of puts the pension, the health insurance, like setting up a schedule where like I could potentially even work like 3 12-hour shifts if I wanted to and have more time off to myself. And still at the end of the day, like I got through all my patients. If I had 10 and I only got 7, I'm not having to stand outside, try to bring 3 more in to make those 10. Like 7 was what I got, 7 was what I did, 7 was done. And then tomorrow's a new day, and if whatever that brings, at the end of the day is over.
Makes total sense.
I felt like that kind of fit all those boxes. And so that's where I'm gearing myself towards now.
Okay. Yeah, it makes total sense. Okay, cool. I appreciate that answer. All right, then moving on, I'm going to ask you a question I ask everybody, and that is, what are some things that you love to do? And when I say that you love to do, I mean that you love to do so much. Only reason why you stop is because you're absolutely exhausted. Otherwise, you'd go on indefinitely because it gives you energy.
I don't know if it gives me energy, but reading.
Reading. Nice.
Reading, if I didn't have to do anything else, like nothing at all, I could just read all day, whether it be like books or comics, manga, whatever. Like reading is top.
Okay, cool. And when you read, so you said manga, comics, which is pretty dope. I don't think I know too many women who do that. And what types of books do you usually like read? Like, is it kind of like fantasy, Twilight type? Is it kind of like heady?
It's a mixture. It's really how the day finds me. I definitely top tier genre is romance. In all aspects, whether it's like books, comics, shows, movies, like romance is more geared towards I go.
Okay.
But
yeah, good to know.
I can't sit here and be like, I don't love me a good action, a good thriller. I'm not into horror movies, but like a horror book, I love horror books. There's no jump scares, but like it's so much scarier in a book.
Yeah. Because it's your own imagination. Your own imagination.
Right, but then it makes it so much scarier. But then, like in a horror movie, I'm over here like, shit, they're gonna jump out the corner. I don't want to watch this. It gives me actual nightmares watching a horror movie than reading a really scary book.
I see. Yeah.
I feel like I'm more titillated like reading the book, and like if I have dreams, they're like dreams, not so much a nightmare.
I see. Yeah.
And so romance, action, thriller, mystery, but then like it also depends, because I do love like informative stuff. Like I'm not like, I got really into the Holocaust at one point, like trying to like devour as much. I love a good documentary. Like knowledge is it's just like it doesn't depend on the topic. It just depends on the writing, I'd say, and like that day. Like if I'm too mentally exhausted, I'm not gonna sit there and read the biography of somebody.
For sure.
It's too much, too heavy. So I'll pick something lighter, a comedy, a romance. But like if if it just catches me in the right moment, I'll be up reading about Hitler for 3 hours. It'll be 3 a.m. and I'm just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Oh wow, that's really dope. So you're not even. Would you say that you're somebody who's not really like afraid to go into darker territory, or would you say like, because like you mentioned
Mm,
like Hitler, and some people are even afraid to say his name.
it depends. I would say I am.
Okay.
Just it just really does depend because where I'm at that day.
Mm.
I'm really feeling based. So if I'm already sad
Hmm.
and I'm binging a show or anything that is sad, I have to stop. I need a palate cleanser. I can't keep adding heavy to it.
Hmm.
Um, and then if I'm too happy, if I'm everything's going great and I'm super happy, I'm not gonna pick something that's heavy, dark, because I'm like you're gonna mess with this bit of happiness I
Yeah.
got going on.
Yeah.
So because it's sad, like
Yeah.
reading about like just so many things that are just so problematic, stuff that like I feel like I can't fix or just
Yeah.
like ugh. And then here I go and I'm reading it and I'm just like, okay, let's pick something else up. So
Yeah.
it really is depending on how I feel that day.
Yeah. Yeah. We were all destroyed when we saw the boy in the striped pajamas. So I understand what you mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Makes total sense. Okay. Um. What would you say? Are there any other things that you like really, really love doing?
Really, 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 really love doing.
Yeah.
Does shopping count?
Yeah. If you love doing it,
It don't,
absolutely.
I do and I don't. It's a habit. It's a bad habit.
Okay.
I'd say probably aside from reading would be writing.
Hmm.
Um and then like crocheting, knitting. I haven't done it too often lately just cuz
Okay.
I like I like when I'm immersing myself in something I want to have the time to do it. Or I want to have the
Mm.
time and the energy to do it cuz like I could have the time but not the energy.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Okay. I want to ask about your writing.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool. What types of things do you write?
Mostly romance. um it's been slowed a lot lately. Like I haven't written in a long time. I'm starting to again,
Mm-hmm.
and but just like tidbits here and there. Like I'll jot something down in my notes, and nothing concrete that I'm like, okay, I made enough headway to even show somebody.
Mm. Okay. I see. So when you write the romance, hmm, in what style of romance do you usually like write? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it like
Third person, I'd say. Like it's
third
not me.
person?
It's like things that are happening to other people.
Okay. And is it like long term? Like, is there like a lot of like tumultuousness? Like, this couple is married, but then they had like a miscarriage, and then that brought them closer? Or is it kind of like, oh, we were in high school,
At
and
the
I
end,
saw
they're
the
all get a
guy.
happy ending, though.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course, of course. Yeah,
At
but
the
I'm just trying to
end,
see like, you know, like what type of like how does your style
the
of
problem
romance look
is,
like?
so with that, like it needs to be tumultuous to get to the happy ending, right? Because
For
that's
sure.
the whole gimmick of the genre. I
Hmm.
can't write arguments.
You can't
Like
write argument.
I can't,
Interesting.
I can't, I can't picture it. I can't. I have to literally sit there and I'm like, okay, I'll write this later and like insert argument here and move on to the next part.
Why do you think that is?
Because when I have arguments, I'm so heated that I can't remember the argument.
Mm.
I can't remember what I said, let alone rewrite what I said.
Hmm.
So it's like you need a frame. You need to have a baseline knowledge to do certain. Like writers write what they know, right?
Right.
If you
Yeah.
don't know arguments, you can't write an argument.
I see. Interesting. Okay. So you would say that you're somebody who, when you're in an argument, then you're just kind of like blacked out, and then it's just like later on you're like, dang, I don't even remember what exactly I said during that argument. I was just mad.
Because if you got me there, you worked for it. Like we're not
Words
just gonna
flow.
have an argument just to have an argument. Like it has to be a continuous thing where
I see.
like you're at it, and then I'm like,
Hmm.
I'm so heated at this
Yeah.
point, like that things come out. Who said
Yeah.
that? It wasn't necessarily me. So who am I to remember what was said?
Facts. I see. Do you feel like, if you do remember, do you feel like those things were things that like you actually meant in those moments, or do you feel like, oh no, man, I was just saying anything to like get at you or to like provoke you?
I think the majority is how I feel and what I've thought,
Hmm.
or I try to be. I know this much I do know. Like I try to be like factual
Mm.
in the argument, so it's not like because we could sit here and talk about how you hurt my feelings, but why is the
Right,
important part?
for
Because I
sure.
don't want to be dissuaded and like my feelings shouldn't have felt that way, but it's like you did this.
Yeah.
So it's a good chunk of like things I felt or things I thought
Hmm.
were for a good strong sprinkle of like, you hurt my feelings.
Hmm.
I'm gonna say some stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Nah, that makes sense. Got you. All right. So, if reading, shopping, writing, and crocheting put you
Yeah,
into flow, what would you
right.
say are some things that you actually hate doing? Like the moment that you start doing it, or you feel like you have to do it, or you avoid doing it, and because it just like makes you want to like pull out your hair. Like, yeah,
So many things. So
telling me
many.
all of them. Dímelo.
Uh, Things I hate doing. Socks. I hate
Socks.
wearing socks.
Got
Like
it.
I can do the laundry.
Hmm.
Putting away the laundry is a hassle.
Hmm.
Like there's certain tedious work that I do at work that I'm just like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I'll do that right now. Listen to those
Hmm.
stuff that takes too many steps
Yeah.
sometimes, or that I feel is too many steps because sometimes I'll think that way and then I'll do it and I'm just like, oh,
Mm.
this was nothing, or this was so easy.
Mm.
I could have done it in 5 minutes, but I procrastinated, or I got so much in my head about it that I didn't do it and sat there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things that are heavily involved, or things that I think are so easy that I'm just like, oh no, that could sit there and wait.
Got you. Okay. Cool. All right. Next question. So, how would you describe yourself even if other people disagreed with you?
Even if other people disagree with me, okay,
Yeah.
I'd
They don't
say.
have to disagree, but like
But
if
like,
it's
if
like for
yeah, like
example,
like kind of
yeah.
like this my hill to die on type of thing.
Yeah, like if you're like, I think I'm a nice person, but Allinger thinks this, then I want to know like, oh, okay. But yeah.
I'd say nice, obviously. I'd say kind, thoughtful. I'd say mature.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other adjectives. Um, I don't know. I'm thinking the other way around. I'm thinking like, what would they say about me that I'd fight on? um,
For what it's worth, that's the next question.
that's the
So
next
hold
question.
on to
I
that.
figured. I think I was
Yeah.
getting too ahead of myself. I think I think we got a good little list there. I can't outthink about it.
Yeah, sure. If you have more that you come back to, then definitely. I know that you also said that you were feeling based, so I've already put that down. And you
Yeah,
still go by that.
I I do go by that. I do go like I, cause I wouldn't say I'm adventurous, but like if the feeling catches me correctly, we will do some crazy stuff. Like,
Mm,
why not?
got it.
But like, if you're then I'd say cautious,
Mm, yeah,
cautious.
that's a good one. Would you say that you're somebody who prefers like your day to be pretty structured? Or are you
I
somebody
want
who's
the
kind of like,
same day every day. Like, I'm okay with doing the same thing every day
mm-hmm,
because even that there's different things within the in that realm. But like
mm,
the main things, like I want to make sure I want to get up at the same time every day. I want to take the same route to work every day, even if like I might take a different sidewalk or I might get off a stop before and walk a little further. Like, I want to know that this is the route that I need to take to work every day.
yeah,
um I like taking my lunch typically at the same time because even like at the law firm it's the same thing. Like the cases are relatively the same, but they're not the same. And
right,
that's where the
right,
variety comes in. Like, it could
yeah,
be a hit in the rear, but
mm-hmm,
this girl got hit in the rear by an ambulance and the other guy got hit in the rear by a school bus. So now we got different things going on. We got different type of injuries. So they're the same thing, but there's still variety enough in it that it's not boring.
yeah, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay, cool. Um, would you say that you're somebody who's more prone to act too soon or act too late?
Both. Because you overthink it.
Right. But if you're overthinking, then wouldn't that mean that you're more to act too late?
No, because then you overthink that you act too late the last time, so now you gotta hurry up, and then now you should have waited, and then you fucked up. So no, it's both. Because the overthinking gets you every time, every time.
Dang, that's a good explanation. I didn't think about it that way.
Because it's
Interesting.
happened to me so many times.
Give me some examples.
Let's see examples of that. I've bought stuff,
Hmm.
right? I've bought stuff thinking like, oh my god, special edition, I need to get it right now, and then it turns out that that wasn't the special edition when I bought it, like I didn't read it through, or there was gonna come out with a better one, and I got this one. Now I can't get the new one because I just spent the money on the old one
Mm.
thinking it was gonna be the new one. I've also been like, oh no, like the tickets are gonna go down in price. Let's sit on this. Let's wait on this, and then the tickets go up, and now I can't do it.
Mhm.
I've like my friends will invite me out, and I'm just like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do
Mhm.
it. And then it turns out like I should have just gone because I would have had way more fun than I thought I was gonna have fun.
I see.
And I've done the reverse where I'm like so gun home, make the plans, and now the day comes, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to go. Why did I sign up for this? It was my plan. Now I
Right.
have to go. So there's so many instances where it's
Mhm.
just like you overthink it too much.
No, I love it. I love it. I love how many examples that you had over there too. That was helpful.
Unfortunately, so many examples.
Unfortunately. Okay. Well, then my next question for you is how would other people describe you, even if you disagreed?
Strong,
Strong.
brave, brave. I'd still say kind, thoughtful,
Mm.
um, mean,
Mm.
aloof, and mysterious. I've heard.
Mm.
I would like to add straightforward to how I think I am, though.
Okay.
Now that I need some more prompts, but
Yeah,
they
yeah,
come
yeah.
in. They come in. They
Hmm.
would not say I'm straightforward, but I swear I'm straightforward.
Okay. No, that's helpful.
Um, Smart, I'd say, and put together.
Hmm.
Some people say immature for sure.
Okay. Cool. Why do you feel like you're straightforward, but then other people feel like you're not?
I think we get lost in translation, or they don't take me as serious as I'm presenting. I feel like I'm presenting.
Mm.
Like I'll say I can be sarcastic a lot, right? And I joke a lot, and then they don't see the switch into okay, now I'm being serious.
Mm.
And then when I am being serious, since they missed that cue, everything I'm saying comes across as ingenuine or like
I
it's
see.
another joke. And I'm like, no, I was telling you, I told you verbatim, I feel this way. And they're like, oh, I thought you were joking.
Okay.
I'm like, well,
Okay.
I said, I feel this way. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
even giving you like a roundabout. I'm telling
Mm-hmm.
you to your face, like,
Right.
this is it.
Yeah. I see. Yeah. So it's pretty much like people don't really like take you as serious.
At times,
Yeah.
or they'll
Yeah.
take
At
me
times. Right.
serious the wrong time. Because then when
Mm.
I'm joking, they're like, oh, she's so serious. She's dying. And then it's like, no,
Right.
that was the joke. That was the
Okay.
joke.
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. Totally. Okay. Cool.
I see the gears.
Yes. I know, right? It's really fun. It's really fun. Like I already have like it's already like narrowing down.
It's narrowing down. Okay, good. I was
Yeah.
worried.
I know.
Not worried because I didn't think you'd be able to. It's
No,
just
no,
like,
no, no, I
how are
know.
you, like you have to understand, it's in my head,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
so you are here getting one thing from one box, one thing from another box. I'm throwing shit at you randomly, and then you have to
Mm-hmm.
put it all together and make something out of that. And it's like I can't. I had all the equipment in the head, and I can't make anything out of it.
Yeah, it's really interesting, like what you can do. Like if you take fecal matter and then you wait until it solidifies, and then you start piling it up on top of each other, take it over to a museum or something, you spray it down a little bit, and then you tell them that this is art.
This is
And then
it.
boom, they're like, whoa. And they'll pay a lot of money for something
No,
that was
you
just
know, baby.
excreted from someone that they thought, oh, I was just having pizza that night, but
I was
okay.
right, exactly.
But now on a serious note though, like no, this is great. Like I mean, because most of it's going to be explained at the end, but
No, I know. I'm not trying to
yeah.
jump the gun. It's
Oh yeah,
just
no, I know, I'm just saying like I think that it's yeah, it's pretty funny because even though there are 16 types in total, it's so interesting to continue to learn how each individual represents that type. And then so like
right.
I learn more about like, oh, so the next thing you know, like somebody might be like, oh well, this type they don't do this. I'm like, actually, I met somebody who does use their function in this way,
In this
and this
way.
is how it is, and boom, boom, and then they're like, oh, so it's really cool, like expand it in this way, and it's like, yes, I'm liking asking you these questions because it's teaching me as well.
I feel like I'm doing it wrong now that I think about it. Okay,
You're
so
doing it wrong.
here's the
What
problem.
do you mean?
Because okay, because you're saying things and it's reminding me of other things, right?
Yeah, go
And
ahead.
I'm like, fuck, I'm forgetting to say certain things. I forgot to say plants. I forgot to say gaming.
Oh,
Didn't add those things there,
that's
right?
fine. Yeah,
And
no.
then I was gonna say to your point,
Mm-hmm.
Alan just sent me a couple of videos on to the personality she said she thought I was. I forgot
Mm,
which one it is. I forgot all the
cool.
letters.
Good.
She sent me a video and it was old guys, right?
Old
No,
guys, you said?
it was no old guy, like old ALL guys, like old guys.
Oh, okay.
There
Okay.
was like one other girl,
Uh,
and then I was like, no, that's not me at all. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, who? I'm like, those guys can't be me. Then I found a video where it was old girls
hmm.
with the same personality types, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, that's me. All four, yeah, is me. Every single thing they said was me. And I
Mm.
was like, oh crap, maybe you're right.
Wow,
And
that's
then
so
what reminded me of
interesting.
the video is like, they all
Hmm.
love plants. And I was like, fuck, I forgot to say plants. I love plants. Like, if I had to choose between like having a pet or a plant, you give me 20 plants. I'd rather keep them alive.
Wow.
Because if I kill them, I'm not going to jail. But I don't have to clean their shit. You know how willingly I'd sit there, and I've done this. I had with my ex, we had these. He had gotten like 2 money plants, right? And I nurtured them bitches to the massive size that they are, and I would like crack them out the pot, break up the soil. I'd like cut out garbage bags and cover the whole living room, and I'd just be in there for hours. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "They're suffocating. They need a bigger pot."
Oh.
But if I had a dog, I'm over here like, and he did have a dog, and I'm just like, I gotta pick up your shit. I have to clean your feet again. But the plant, if I had to change the pot 20 times, I'd change the pot 20 times. It like to watch it grow from nothing to something. Yeah. That's why I love like writing. That's why I love reading. I love knitting, crocheting, like anything that makes me do something with my hands, because it's like I'm making something out of nothing, and that is like all I've ever wanted in life. If I had a dream job, like if I could do it and make millions and never have to worry, I would write. I'm worried that because if I became a writer and then I have no external factors to push me, because the writer's blocks be crazy.
Yeah.
I'd be there and I'd be broke as shit. So let's not do writing. And we could do writing as a side plot, but not as a main plot, because I'd be broke.
Right. And
I do like collecting things. That's part of the shopping thing.
Okay.
No, they have like all these little intricate stuff. I love, like, I'm looking at all my collection. I'm like, how am I not mentioning this right now?
Hey, this is good. Like sometimes
I'm just doing it wrong. I'm sorry.
No, you're not doing it wrong.
Well, like it gives me the feeling of like being dishonest, and it's just like I didn't think about it in that. It's like I didn't think about it in that way. Like the train of thought was just like we just gotta comply with what you're asking, and it's like no, it's free range.
Yeah, that's why I said
got hot. I
discussion based.
On, so
no, you're good.
I got hot because I got nervous.
Hopefully now you're like probably like settling down a little bit more.
Yeah, sure.
I feel like we got some time still, but
it's not even the time. It's just like the thought process. Like,
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we got time, because then your thought process is gonna, like right now, it's kind of like a faucet where the dirty water comes out first. And then after that, then it's like the clean water. So you're like, oh no, I'm doing it wrong. It's like, no, we just had to like get over the hump. Like,
mine's just like, I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, like using that exact analogy, I have a lot of gunk that comes out before we get to the good stuff. I feel like I always have to warm up longer than other people before we get to like being able to like coast.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Okay. Yeah, this is perfect. All right, so we'll go to this question then. Well, actually first, you said gaming. What type of games do you play?
Legend of Zelda, Mario games, fighting games, racing games, puzzle games. I'm not super into like the RPGs. Like I haven't really. I've played like Fire Emblem and Final Fantasy, but they're not really 100% up my alley. But like,
okay,
Zelda is.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda for sure. I have
like so many shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Zelda, Link, both.
Yes.
Gotcha. Nice. Pokemon. Really? Which Pokemon games are you on?
I have a collection.
You have a collection of the Pokemon games?
I keep them. I keep everything.
Really?
I have Pokemon Go on my phone. I just got the new Pokemon trading card game that came out.
You said you have Pokemon Gold on your phone?
Pokemon Go, like the one where you have to like...
It's with Ho-Oh?
Yeah, I have that one. My first one that like I got to keep and play was like Silver, but it was busted. It wouldn't save. So I would every day I'd play to the same point and it couldn't save because we got it off some guy sold it off the side of the street.
Dang, I'd be so mad.
I was so mad. I paid for it. It was $10, $11 that I didn't barely have at like 9.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I got
Dang.
Crystal, and it was a wrap. Crystal
Crystal
thing.
was my first Pokemon game. That oh man, as soon as I got me an Espeon, it was a wrap. Now to this day, Espeon is my number one favorite Pokemon.
This is Umbreon, but
Your number one favorite is Umbreon,
a
or
number
is it
one?
still your
I don't
favorite?
have a number one. I don't.
Okay,
I say that. I say that, but I
you
don't.
got the biggest cynical right there. Okay, so you were being dishonest. You didn't even mention Pokemon earlier. Eevee,
My
what?
son's
Oh,
obsessed
so
with
you really
Eevee.
are with it.
My son is obsessed with Eevee. I love
Really?
fire types, but then I also like the
Oh,
really cutesy ones too. So it's like I love Jigglypuff, but Cyndaquil too. Cyndaquil is like one of my favorite starters.
oh man.
I told you gaming, right? I'm
Yeah.
looking at the small collection of Kirby shit and all my dittos and
Your
all my little
dittos.
I got a shit ton of Funko Pops. Well, not a shit ton. Hold on. I can only fit so many in my little small shelf. But I got like a good like maybe 10 or 15 of them.
Yeah.
Closer to 20 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. Legos
Wow.
is something I'm getting into because my son's super into Legos, and so we've been building the Pokemon Legos, and I'm obsessed. I got the little mini brands, but I want the plant ones.
Okay.
I want the plant ones, and I want the create ones.
Of course. Yeah, look, we gotta give Gabby the plants. We gotta give
All
Gabby
the
the
plant,
plants.
all the plants,
All the plants.
but all the plants. I wish I can't have any plants right now. My room only has one window.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had an aloe plant and it died in my room because there's barely any sunlight in here. So no real plants in my room until like I move on and get my own place. But
Got you.
I got a shit ton of flower decorations everywhere.
Okay. Nice. Very, very nice. Yeah. Type is definitely being narrowed down. I love it though. I really love it. There's a lot that I'm like picking up over here.
Good. Good.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. All right. Please describe to me your childhood. Like
It was terrible. It
whatever you
was
feel comfortable sharing.
it was tumultuous, I would say. Grew up really, really poor. I don't think I realized how poor, but I felt how poor. Like, both parents up till like age 12, but not really, because my dad was coming and going. Like my mom and my dad had a domestic violence relationship.
Oh man.
It's me and my three siblings. Like I have an older brother. I'm the oldest girl in a Dominican household. I like a lot of violence, a lot of poverty, a lot of like instability in terms of like not having stuff we needed and not sure like where food was gonna come next time, if my dad was gonna come back, not wanting him to come back when he'd leave. Then I had like my cousins, my closest cousins in terms of distance and like relation. They were poor with all the privileges of being poor and having money though. So like my uncle was a drug dealer and he sold that good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the Hershey
You can't sell that bad stuff, so yeah. This is all in the Bronx?
Yeah, they'd go to DR all the time. They'd go to Hershey Park, Sesame Street. Like they go on vacations and like meanwhile we was in the apartment. We were everywhere. But like that's the thing. Like I haven't been. I'm now doing roller coasters as an adult.
Wait, hold on. No, let me just make sure. Because you said they went everywhere. I thought you were saying that your drug dealer uncle was selling the stuff, the good stuff at Sesame Street. Is that what you meant?
No.
Oh, okay, I was like, dang, he was at Hershey Park and Sesame Street. Yeah.
No.
Hey, kid, you want to know something that's better than Elmo?
Listen, he did it on national TV. I don't know. I don't think anybody can do it better than him.
Wow.
No, they got to go on like all the vacations, and they didn't go without as much as we did. And I'm sure they had it as bad in other ways, but like as a child looking in, it's just like wow, like that's crazy. Like,
Mm,
we're hungry. And y'all guys are in Hershey Park right now.
yeah,
So it was not great at all.
I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, that's again very helpful. Um, would you say that hmm, I'm thinking of like, well, how would your teachers describe you as a student?
Oh, I was a great student.
Yeah,
They loved
not
me.
surprised.
I was a well behaved child
Yeah.
at school. And like, I have an older brother.
Hmm.
He has the same name as me, basically. I'm Gabriela. He's Gabriel.
Gabriel.
And
Okay.
we went to typically just about the same schools up until like middle school. And for a couple of those grades, I had the same teacher he had at some point. And I
Mm,
remember in the second grade, my mom came to pick me up. And like, my mom is just a little bit lighter than you,
okay.
right? So
Mhm.
like, I was paler as a child.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
tanned to get to this color. And so
Oh.
she comes to pick me up at school, and she sees the teacher, and this same teacher my brother had when he was in second grade. And she's like, "Oh, Miss Peña, what are you here for?" Because Gabriel's not in the school anymore. She's like, "Oh, I'm here to pick up my daughter." She's like, "Oh, your daughter's in my class? Which one of them? Which one of them?" And she's looking for some dark skinned, rowdy little girl.
Uh,
And here I come, and she's like, "Her? It's like night and day with these two. Oh my gosh, she's so quiet. She's so nice. How is this Gabriel's sister? Oh my god!" And my mom's like, "Yep, I know." You know, and that preceded me everywhere, because like, even like when I made it to the third grade, I had his third grade math teacher, and she was like, "Yo, how are you Gabriel's sister?" And
yeah.
then in the fourth grade, they were planning to skip me to the sixth grade instead of going to fifth. And the principal was
Wow.
like, "No, you can't go, because you're not like your brother, who's like makes his presence known, and he's, like, he's just the talk of the town, and he's gonna stand up for himself. You're so small and quiet and so soft spoken, Gabby. They're gonna bully you." So, and this is the assistant principal saying this,
Wow.
because she has suspended my brother so many times she lost track that she didn't know if he was supposed to be at home or at school. Like, "No, Gabby, you're not like him. You can't go to fifth grade. We'll just put you in like a higher fifth grade instead." And I was like, "Yo, that was my chance to get the fuck up out of here." And my mom bought it. I went to a fifth grade class with all the other kids. And I was like,
Dag.
"Fuck, man."
Dag. Yo, what elementary school did you go to?
In the Bronx, I went
Yeah.
to PS 28
Okay. I was like, there's no way. I went to PS 198, so
or
I
90.
just I just wanted to like check real quick,
I think it was District 9, if I'm mistaken. That
Okay.
I was in like that area.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even remember the district. But
I only remember because like so many of like my older brother and then my younger siblings all went to the same school as we all did, and then my mom worked there for a little bit, so it's like I was consistently referencing my same elementary school, because I was there from that one specifically. I was there from third to fifth grade, but then like I kept going back because my younger siblings, my mom. So,
Mhm.
and it's nearby even from where I live now, it's still pretty nearby.
I see. What about the high school that you went to?
I went to my older brother's high school because they're like, "Oh no, Gabby, they're gonna pick on you. They're gonna bully you. How are you gonna go to the same high school as all your best friends, and where you won't be alone? Brother, you should just go with your older brother, where he's the only person you know there, and he's
Dang.
2 grades above you, and isn't gonna really hang out with you."
Yeah. Wow. Dang. Okay.
But to
Mhm.
that credit,
Mhm.
that is where I met Allender. So,
True.
know,
Yeah, yeah,
pros and cons.
yeah. She lives in Yonkers right now, but she
Yeah.
she grew up in Bronx.
Hmm.
I think I forgot about that part.
Yeah, she grew
Oh
up in.
no, yeah, no, we had a whole talk about that. Yeah, yep. No, I remember that now. It's just that she moved to Yonkers,
Yeah, she
but
moved to Yonkers recently, like a couple years ago now.
uh,
But yeah, that's where I
man,
met
that's
her.
so
I met her in sophomore year.
wow. Yeah, that's what's up. Cool. Yeah, we'll talk about that more some later. But okay. How would you describe your relationship with your emotions?
My emotions.
Yeah.
We have a love hate relationship.
Okay.
There's a lot of them. We don't know what to do with them. We don't know what to do with each other. We don't know which emotions should we demonstrate outwardly or inwardly,
Hmm.
and we're always at a constant battle.
Hmm. Do you feel them deeply?
That's a hard question to ask because like that would imply that other people don't feel them deeply, and then like that'd be gauging. Like I feel like I feel them deeply.
Okay.
I feel like when they hit so strongly,
Hmm.
despite whatever my outward appearance is or whatever I'm saying. Like I feel like I feel them so strongly.
Got you. Yeah. So like the happiness as well, not just like anger,
Happiness too.
sadness. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Would you say that you are more in tune with your own emotions or with other people's emotions if you had to choose?
Others,
Others? Okay. And what makes you say that?
because I pick up on them a lot.
Yeah.
I I built myself to pick up on them a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that.
It's just easier to be intuitive.
Hmm.
Like, and sometimes it's really obvious too. Like, I feel like at times it's so plain to see how the other person is feeling.
Hmm.
That's why I
Got
was
you.
saying earlier, like I could see the gears working in your head. Like you're like everything tells me like you're thinking, like you're like putting shit together. I see you
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's just easier to see it outwardly than it is to understand it inwardly.
Yeah. Yeah. You in the Bronx for real. I hear that. I'm like,
You hear it,
dang,
right?
I do. I'm like,
I
dang, you
was
making
out
me a
in
little
my
bit
noise.
homesick.
Oh, it's Christmas already.
I know, right?
Cause why are we singing about like my mi burrito? Like haven't hit Thanksgiving yet.
I'm trying to visit next month, depending on the funds. So who knows? I might be meeting you in Allinger.
I'm sorry. Well, I'm so sorry. What
Totally
was
good. You're totally good. I was saying like I'm trying to visit next month, so depending on the funds, like I might meet you in Allinger.
Oh, that'd be dope. That
Yeah,
would be so dope.
yeah, for sure. We definitely gotta hang out. We definitely gotta do something.
Yes, we. I 100%. You see, call me with the right feelings because I want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted for sure.
Where are you?
Right now I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, trying to become an actor.
Ooh.
Yeah, but definitely a little bit of a more uphill thing right now. Um, but okay. So, you said that like in describing your emotions and everything like that, and feeling other people's emotions like more strongly. Is it how do you feel when like people come to you? Like like if they're sad, if they're you know angry, like how do you feel dealing with other people's emotions? Like is that like oh yeah, this is light work? Is it like oh my gosh, like
That depends
of
on
course.
whom
Hmm.
and when.
Hmm.
Um, like if it's friends, family. That's a little tough family because my siblings are a lot. I love them.
Hmm.
Damn, they be going through struggles every single day, and I'm like, every day is a lot. Like, I don't want to. Like, I would prefer, even if I'm overwhelmed, for them to still reach out to me because I want to create. Like, I didn't feel like I always had a safe space, and like to take that away from someone who
Hmm.
may not have another safe space, or when I specifically know that they won't have another safe space, I feel like it's unfair. Like
Yeah.
I would prefer them to come in because like I know what it feels like to be on the other end of that too,
Mm.
of feeling like so alone, so depressed, so sad, or even being so happy and not having someone to share that with.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've been good about the people that are around me, that
Hmm.
it's a give and take, where they're not gonna sit there and be like, oh, like I can never come to Gabby about this. Like this is too much. She's always overwhelmed with stuff. She can never be there, and vice versa. Like I don't ever feel like I could ever say that about my friends, because even when they're super overwhelmed and I'm overwhelmed and I need a shoulder to cry on, they're there. Like doesn't like we could cry together, like type shit. Like you're, oh my god, you're crying. Okay, let's just put the phone on speaker. Let's both cry it out. Let's talk about you, and then we'll talk about me, and then we'll figure this shit out together.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like that. There aren't days where I'm like, bro, like I can't today. Can we talk about this tomorrow? Like I promise I'll show up for you tomorrow, but like right now I can't, because I think I would be lying if I said that, and vice versa. Like I think everybody's cup at one point or another gets full, but it's never to the point where it's like it's always full for either myself or for whoever is reaching out to me. Like I think I've gotten to the point in life where like I have a good little community.
Nice. Yeah, it makes sense. Cool. Would you say that you are somebody who's like more of like the management type? Like you're the one who's
unfortunately.
Like, yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, yes. I have to manage my family. I have to manage them, their crises, their struggles. I gotta get their shit and mold it together. Take it to the museum and spray paint it. And this is great. Like, what are you talking about? This is great. I wish I had that.
Ya tu sabe. Yeah.
Yep.
I see. Okay. And would you also say that okay, well, let me ask it like this. What would you say is more easily accessible for you? The part of you that thinks outside the box and is just like, ooh, like, what if this and what if that and what if this and oh, let's go and like, and like kind of like that optimistic side of you that's like just wanting to go against the grain, or your logical, maybe even sometimes controversial opinions that are just like, well, I can't say this out loud because people
you already know what the answer to that was.
Them logical opinions.
The logical beats out the emotional. I am trying to change that, but as it stands this present day, it's the logical beats out the emotional, unfortunately.
Yeah. Give me some examples, if you have any.
Not cussing people out at work.
Yeah.
Because there is someone I would love to cuss out, but she's the head of the quality control in the company. Everybody wants to cuss her the fuck out. So there's that. Same with my siblings. I have to I feel like I have to tread very carefully with their emotions too. Because then they get too butthurt. Likewise with some of the situations that I found myself in, where I was like, if I say this or if I did this, maybe I'd lose my son. So let me not.
I see.
So I exploded, and then I was just like, fuck everything. But logically up to like that point where I was just like, no, like safety here. Likewise, when I give advice to the crazy friends, I'm like, safety, like logical. No, you can't just jet off with somebody. Like, what are you doing?
You can't just jet off with what?
With somebody you just met. Like, you can't just decide, like, oh, you met this stranger, like, let's get in the car with it. No.
No. Yeah, definitely hearing you. Okay. How do you feel about brainstorming?
I do it in my own way.
Yeah, talk to me about that.
It's messy. It's not linear.
Yeah, well, brainstorming is always supposed to be like kind of messy.
No, it's messy. It's messy. It's like if I was to put it on paper, that even that's messy. It's like all
Yeah.
over the place. Um, I do brainstorm a lot,
Hmm.
but it's not linear whatsoever.
For sure. What does it look like if it's like with other people? Like if I put you in a group of like six people and I'm like, all right, I want all of y'all to start coming up with ideas on how we can get dogs to be able to um, uh, keep from like be able to live in these buildings without causing harm to other neighbors and the children that are there or something like that. I don't know. Like, would you be one of the people that's like, and like throwing out a whole bunch of ideas? Would
Maybe
you? Yeah.
I can't think of one right now. I'm like, well, actually, I do. I'm thinking like, okay, what if we get a courtyard? What if we what if there's an area like in the apartments themselves that way the dogs have more space. Like I'll brainstorm, but like it also is depending on the topic.
Hmm.
Like if I feel like if you say it and it prompts something really quickly in me, I
Hmm.
will definitely be like, oh no, like we could do this or we could do that. Whether or not I'll be heard
Hmm.
is is it also depends on like the group.
Yeah.
But like if I had the idea, I'll definitely say it. Like I'm like, oh well, like that sounds good, but like what if we tweak that or what if we did this?
Hmm.
It just really is depending on what's the prompt being given in that
Hmm.
situation.
Got it. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Cool. Would you say that you're somebody who has a pretty detailed memory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things.
Yep.
To like remembering stuff about people is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and the type of things that you remember about them, like what are some
Minuscule.
examples? Yeah.
Like they had a favorite pen. They specifically only buy one kind of gum. They mentioned that their grandma lived here 1 year.
Hmm.
Um, they mentioned offhandedly that they watched something, or I overheard them tell somebody else, like, "Oh yeah, I just got my first apartment." Like, or they'll be like, "Oh, I always wanted to do this," and then like 3 years later, I'm like, "Oh my god, you're finally gonna get to do that thing you said you wanted to do."
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. Um, let's say. Hmm. Trying to see which. All right. Let's say, for example, a candle,
Okay.
as you see here,
Okay.
and a Sharpie.
Okay.
We're getting married. Which
Okay.
one's the husband and which one is the wife, and why?
That's terrible. The Sharpie's the husband.
Okay.
The candle's the wife.
Okay. Why is that?
Because I don't know, the Sharpie embodies like sharpness,
Hmm.
and then the candle, it'll melt, it's malleable, it's softer. I feel like the Sharpie could mess up the can. I thought you were gonna say like, would you tell me to write on the candle? And I was like, don't write on the candle. So I'm like, you're gonna mess up the candle. So that's what I thought.
Yeah. Nah.
I was
Okay. Okay.
thinking like
Okay.
the flame, once the candle's lit, like it
Hmm.
melts, it's malleable versus like the Sharpie, it's not malleable. Like you can only do one thing with the Sharpie.
I see. True. Okay, it makes sense. All right. Well, I do know that you were actually really close friends with them back in high school. I never really got to know them until college, but even then, we kind of like drifted apart. Heard they were getting married and they went off on a honeymoon. Do you know where they went to their honeymoon?
To a beach somewhere.
A beach. Okay. Was it like a nearby beach? Still
No,
in New
far
York?
away.
Far away? Where at?
Maybe I thought like white sand, blue waters, could be anywhere in the Caribbean, like maybe Mexico,
In
but
Mexico.
like not the mainstream parts of Mexico.
Mm.
Maybe sandals,
Why
like
the beach?
Jamaica.
Why'd they go to the beach?
That's where I would go. I just think I don't know. I think like that's the most perfect like getaway. On the beach, in the heat, relaxing, in the water, doing the hell you want, getting to eat lobster by the water. That's where I would go.
Okay, so you think that even the candle is enjoying the beach by the
Yeah,
water and everything?
absolutely. Like I don't know what you're thinking, but I can see them in the water. It doesn't matter that they're a Sharpie and a candle. You just put trunks on them. I don't know.
Heard. Do you think that do you think they're gonna make it? They're gonna stay together for the long run, or you can see it actually going south sometime soon?
I thought it was gonna stay forever.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Why do you think that?
They balance each other out.
Really? How so?
The Sharpie's strong where the candle is soft, and the candle is strong where the Sharpie's weak. Like like the candle's malleable, yes,
Mm-hmm.
and the Sharpie can attack, yes, but then they get to benefit from that with each other.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Thank you. That was very helpful. Okay. Um. By the way, for what
Yeah.
it's worth, I'm already pretty sure, like of what your personality type is. I'm just like at
Now
this
you're just
point,
doing it for fun.
exactly. I'm diddling. I'm diddling.
Opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it. It's okay.
Wonderful. So,
Okay, yes.
um, what would you say are some things that are very obvious to you, but
To
not
me,
very obvious to other people? It's like,
how
how
I'm
do
feeling.
people not see this? Like,
How
and I'm
I'm
always
feeling.
like the first. How you're feeling?
How I'm feeling.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Tell me
that's
more.
always the my biggest gripe is that
Mm,
I can tell when someone's uncomfortable. I can tell when someone's happy. I can tell when someone's mad. I can tell when someone's like on the verge of something. I can tell. I can tell. I can tell. And then when it's my turn, no one can tell.
mm. And
Like
is that intentional? Like you try to hide it from them, or?
I have tried to hide it, and even when I don't try to hide it, it's not noticeable to others.
Mm, I see. Okay. Is there anything else?
What else? I don't have specific moments like well, other than like seeing other people getting pissed, like not pissed off, but like seeing other people's emotions. Those clear. Not everybody picks that up either.
Mm.
Um, I can't think of another scenario.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. No problem. I was actually thinking of like any other things that maybe are obvious to you.
No, yeah, I'm
Oh
trying
yeah.
to think too. I can't think of a scenario.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair. I do know that you said that you're pretty detail oriented, right?
I can be,
Mm. Okay. That's fair.
I can be, but not. I don't. I wouldn't consider myself super detail oriented.
Got you.
I miss a lot of details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Copy. All right. So, what about the reverse of this question? Things that are very obvious to other people, and then it's always like, how do you guys always like figure this out before me, or like how is everyone always keyed into this and I just miss it? You know what I mean?
Let me see. I feel like that happens with my brothers. Like
Mm.
they'll be talking about something, and it goes, and they're like, they're there. They're like locked in. They know exactly what the other one is referencing. It'll be like in like a social setting sometimes.
Mm,
Like it might something might have happened socially, and like it completely missed me. And
mhm.
they're at that point they're talking a whole nother language. What do you guys? What did you guys see? Like I didn't see. Like you didn't see it the way she was looking, or you didn't see the way she was talking to him, or like it'll be something outside, and like I will completely miss it.
Mm, I see.
I'm trying to think
Got you.
what else? Because like that's my biggest thing. Because like it happens a lot with my brothers, for sure.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what else. I'm trying to think of like a specific.
Yeah.
Fights too, like arguments. I feel
Mhm.
like I miss them in social settings. Like we could be at a party and a fight's about to start. I'm over there dancing. I'm over there like coming out the bathroom like what did I miss? Like we've left places. My friends have like booked it out with me, and I'm like, what happened? And they're like, you didn't see so and so did this. I was like, no.
I see. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay, got you. So, if we were to, I'm gonna give you two nightmare situations.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Both of them will last 3 weeks. Which one is more of a nightmare to you? Being on an island where food is provided, and so are, like, video games and books, whatever, but you cannot talk to a single soul
For
for
three.
3 weeks while on that island. um, or you're in a house, right? Kind of pretty spacious and everything. However, and it's full of all of your loved ones, the people that you love the closest, but you don't get like any alone time
Oh
during those 3 weeks, except for like when you're like using the bathroom. And even then, you in the bathroom for like maybe like 2 to 3 minutes, and next thing you know, knock, knock, knock. Hey, abre la puerta. I gotta use
that
the
one.
bathroom. That
That
one's more of a nightmare for you.
we were doing this session. My mom knocked on the door. I had to lock it because I knew she'd barge in. Like she knocked, and I was like, "Thank God I locked it," because I know she would have just. How do we deal with that? We can't go to an island and deal with that again. That's why I go on vacations to get away from them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying on the island.
It
That's
doesn't
what you be
matter.
doing, but
It
yeah.
doesn't matter. The
Yep.
one where like there's no space, there's no
Mhm.
downtime at all.
Mhm.
Like it'll
Mhm.
be sad. I'll be sad those 3 weeks without being able to talk to someone.
For
Absolutely.
sure. Yeah.
Like I will be talking to myself for 3 weeks for
Yeah.
sure.
Uh
But they don't leave me alone.
huh.
Like I can barely take a shit, and they're already like, can I pee with you?
Uh huh.
One of my favorite things about when I moved out with my ex was just the silence. Just my
Yeah.
like I tell my siblings all the time, like, I used to eat a sandwich and I'd eat half
Mhm.
of the sandwich and then I put it in the microwave and then I go to sleep. And then I woke up from that nap and guess what was still in the fucking microwave? My sandwich. Because there was no one around to eat it but me.
Word. Word.
So no, the one where I have to be with them and they're just on top of me and there's no space and I'm overstimulated and I'm gonna
Mhm.
cry and they don't care that I'm about to cry because they still need to touch me. That one is scary.
Yeah, man.
I'm
Yeah.
good. Like, please don't
Mhm.
ever. Like, if that's how your vacations are, I don't want to be a part of no vacation.
Nah, it's just so funny because knowing that you're from the Bronx is like so funny because I know
It's the opposite.
exactly.
I'm the opposite of the Bronx. Okay, I know this
No,
much.
no, it's because you've been there for so long too, right? So it's like I know how it be, like them cramped apartments. Like I lived with my grandma, my grandpa, my three cousins,
I
my
shared a bed.
auntie, and then two uncles with my younger sister, and sometimes my mom, all in this freaking 3 bedroom apartment. And it's like, come on, man. This is too much. Yeah, like you said, sharing a bed with my sister and my cousin. And it's like, come on
I
now.
shared a
Like,
twin size bed with my little sister for
yeah.
years. I had to take a shower with both of my younger siblings because I had to make sure that they showered. I had to be responsible for them. It wasn't until I
Mm,
got my period and I was like, Mom, I have a period. She does
mm,
not have her period. She is a
right.
student child. She still hasn't got it. Like, we're 6 years apart. I'm like, she's 6, I'm 12. Like, I think the
Hmm.
shower time should be separate.
Yeah,
She's like,
absolutely.
okay. And my
Yeah.
sister bawled her eyes out for like 2 weeks. And I was just like, shower by myself. I didn't want to have to be like, I grabbed the towel and then she's like, oh, we're jumping in the shower together. No, I'm like, done with you.
No.
Tired. I created a little monster with my son too.
Yeah. How old is he?
He'll be 10 this year.
Uh,
I'm super at my if my love languages are ranked, number one is touch.
mhm.
I
I
learned
feel like that's rare for women, so I like that.
I
That's
love
cool.
touch. I need
That's
touch.
cool.
I'm touch starved. Like
That's good to know. So that means that when we meet, then I can give you a hug, and you won't be
you can
like,
definitely. I'm a hugger. Definitely give me a hug.
perfect.
It's
Same.
perfectly fine. My son, I touched the crap out of him. Now he touches the crap out of me, and then I'm overstimulated. He's like, Mama, you're so beautiful, Mama. And I'm just like, God, don't touch me anymore.
Thank you,
I'm like,
bud.
stop, move away from me.
Gotta.
I'm like, I'm usually the one that hears like, stop, you're touching me too much. Leave me alone. And here I am with my son. I'm like, God damn it, stop touching me.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd never get to that point because, bro, the amount I touch, I'm just like, oh, I created a monster. He wants to sleep up under me. And I'm like, first of all, I don't want to squish you. You're little. I'm not. And he want to be up under me. And he's like, I just, can you get closer? And I'm like, oh my God.
Man. Okay. Yeah, no, I see. Okay. Got it. All right. So we're pretty much like wrapping up.
Okay.
The last few questions I'm gonna ask you.
All right.
Is all right. Number one,
Yeah.
what would you say is like your greatest like weaknesses? Like things that just oh man, like this is just you know what I'm saying?
Being too nice, being too lenient, being too understanding. My time management skills are poor. What else? My imagination is big and only in certain regards. What else? I'm not super. I'm a little creative, but I'm not super creative. Although everybody says that I am, I just don't feel like we see the same vision. I'm like, oh, these two twigs together, super cute, perfect. My friends will be like, these two twigs, and then we get a whole tree branch, and then we put ribbons on them, and then we do this, and I'm just like, oh, that was a lot. I don't want to do all that. And they're like, that was nothing, and I'm like, you see, your creativity is here. Mine's is barely there. If I'm motivated, it might be a little higher, but like no. What else? I feel like sharing is hard. Sharing is hard. You know.
Wait, sharing yourself or mean like sharing your toys?
No, my emotions.
Got it.
But sharing my thoughts.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. I told you it's hard to be perceived. It's hard to like. Sometimes it's hard to make that connection. I feel like I struggle to make connections, deep connections. Like I'm very friendly and I can talk with people, but then I feel like I get so awkward because I'm so shy and I'm like I want to say the right thing. And my therapist says that I need a lot of external validation, and so it's just like that need for validation puts my foot in my mouth, and then I'm like, that's it. You know what? Forget it. We don't gotta be friends.
Yeah, I see.
Like I'm just gonna keep saying the wrong thing every time. So.
Man. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we got it. All right, cool.
My anxiety. You can slap that one on there. It's one of my weaknesses.
Man.
Overthinking.
That is so funny. Okay. All right. Boom. So, I've written down on this paper
like 3 pages.
Yes, pretty much. What personality type that I believe that you are.
Okay.
But I love to do this little game at the end of the sessions to see what type do you think that I'm going to say that you are, / what has been your journey, you know, like I think you said that you forgot what Alan just said that you are, but you know.
Just very quickly. Try
Yeah.
to see if I can find that YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Joyce.
Um, the plaque collection took me out. INFP.
INFP. All right, got you.
I think that's the one that I watched. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Got
That's
you.
the one that Allender said in the
Hmm.
video resonated. But
Okay.
we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. So, in my opinion,
I'm so nervous.
I think that the type that, like, I believe that you are,
Mm-hmm.
personally, as of right now, is more accurate, but it gets confused for INFP a
Wow.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is where we're going to do the verification.
Okay.
I actually believe that you are what we call an ISFJ personality type.
ISFJ. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna break down like what this is.
All right. And then watch
So,
so many videos after this.
oh yes, absolutely. I will email you
Please
resources
send
and all
all
of that.
everything,
Gotcha.
whatever you got in your arsenal, you can send it to my.
Yeah.
It's like,
Do you like group chats?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. It's just
Okay.
I'm shy.
Oh yeah. I
I'm
mean, yeah,
shy.
yeah. We knew
I
you
don't know
were
if
an
you can
introvert.
tell. I don't know if you can tell because the background is pink. But do you see that my cheeks are pink
No, I don't.
right here?
Yeah,
Right
I
here,
don't.
they're pink.
Yeah.
They've
Oh,
been
I
pink
make
this
you blush,
the whole.
Gabriela.
It's the nerve. It's the nerves. This whole hour and 18 minutes. My face has been hot.
And is it
It's just
because
getting
you
hot.
like? Is it because you're just like, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to
I
expect.
don't know what to expect. Allinger was like, "Do you want to prepare?" I'm like, "I don't know how to fucking prepare for this." So I feel like if I prepare the overthinking, right,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be not be receptive. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll just see. And then that's why I got a
Good
lot of
job. High five. High five. Good job. That's part of your
ah!
type. This is all part of your type. So I'm dead ass. Yeah. I'm dead ass. So
Should I have
ISFJ.
mentioned that
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm basically like a secret perfectionist, but because it's not perfect, I just don't try. Because
Oh.
if I can't get it right, what's the point in trying? If I can't get the practicing done prior to the meeting, why should I even bother? I'm just gonna waste my time.
Oh man. That's a big thing. All
It's
right.
just I want to do it right, and if I'm not
I
gonna do it right, what
know.
am I gonna do?
I
You see
know.
it just getting redder.
I do. Hey, it's okay.
Listen,
As a matter of fact, Gabriela, come closer. There you go.
look, it's pink as fuck.
Oh, it's okay. It's
It's just
okay. We're almost done now.
all right, I guess.
Yeah. I'm
This
gonna
is
go
actually
through
this is
what the
not almost done.
dichotomies are.
You're very wrong. This is not almost done because what the fuck do you think is expecting me after this?
I mean, after
There's
this,
another inquisitive person waiting to quiz me, and then I have
you
to
can
remember.
send her the recording.
oh, you know she wants the recording.
Yeah.
I have to because she's gonna ask me, and I'm not gonna be able to remember what we did, and so.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, you're not done. It's just the beginning. I am gonna invite you to a group chat that I have
I'll
on.
accept
It's
it.
I don't know. Did Alan already tell you that she's part of my group chat for my
She
subscribers?
has mentioned a group chat.
Yeah, we be wild in there though.
That's
So well,
perfect.
in some of them, there's one where we're like taboo, like it's for taboo topics, and so we go into like whether it's dark or whether it's like sexual, all of that. And so yeah, but it's fun. Everybody understands and know each other, whatever. And you don't have to join that branch if you don't want to be part of it. You can stay in the poetry one, or you can stay in the lobby. So yeah,
Sure.
but I think that it would be cool because if I remember correctly, you'd be the only person. You'd be the only ISFJ in that. Yeah, because ISFJs don't usually get into personality type. So I think that this is actually like
I'll
really
enjoy
cool.
that. I'll do that because she's like, yo, none of my friends are into this. I'm like, it's not that I'm not into it.
Mm-hmm.
At least the way I'm presenting, right, is
Yeah.
that I'm fearful
Yeah.
of being perceived.
Yeah.
And what if I'm wrong? I don't want to be wrong. And
Yeah.
so I keep it at a distance. Like, I tread into it because
Hmm.
I feel like being an manager, we discuss a lot of topics that I've already been super into, it, like privately or a little more outwardly,
Yeah.
and then like because I hit a wall where it's like now it's like I have to fully invest into it, and like I
Yeah.
love to backtrack shit because like what if I get too immersed?
Yeah.
I'll put it down like with the horoscope. Like prior to meeting Allinger, I was super into horoscope. I read my horoscope like every day at 11, 12, and she brought presented it back to me, and like I was like, oh yeah, but she would say certain things. I'm like, I remember it one way, and she says it another way, and
Mm.
so like I'll put it in my, I'll remember it in my own terms, and then she's
Mhm.
like, oh, you're not into horoscope. It's like, no, I am. It's just I had stopped because I was getting into what she was getting into like a couple years later, which was like really like it branches off into so many other ways. And I was just like, I was at a crossroads where it's like I either had to fully commit and
Mhm.
start fucking learning how to do tarot cards because I was digging into this shit so deep, or I could just go back to coasting and just. And she's like, "Why didn't you immerse yourself?" I'm like, "Because backtracking is great. Like you, like what am I?
Right.
The next step, I was gonna get a witch hat and start doing tarot readings." I was like, "No."
Man.
So that's probably why we don't get into typing because
Hmm.
we get nervous.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see how it'd be. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna throw all of that at you.
Go
But
for it.
first, I'll just do the letters. So
Okay.
the letter I
Okay.
is the opposite of E, which stands for introvert, extrovert, right?
Okay. So yeah, I'm introverted.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I believe that you're an introvert. You know,
This
introversion, a lot of people think that introversion and extroversion just pretty much comes down to like, oh, introverts are very shy and they're super, super, super smart, intellectual, and observant, and they like cats and they're just
I
like to
don't think
themselves. And then extroverts are the ones that are like dogs and they're very loud and obnoxious and they say dumb things. They raise their hand first all the time and they just can't be without people. And that's not really always the case. A more
no.
accurate view of introversion versus extroversion is where is your energy more focused, directed toward? Is it more
Right.
directed inwardly, or is it more directed outwardly?
Right.
Um, I believe that you are an introvert, but probably because of your age, because of the environment that you've been in, having a son especially, that's pulled on your secondary side, your extroverted side, to make you more able to like actually bring that part of you out. But I'll explain like more why maybe like it could appear. I mean, I've only gotten to know you for
No,
like
no,
about an hour
no.
and a half.
It's a lot of food for thought, but like good
Yeah.
food for thinking. I'm not
Mm.
dissuading.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here like, oh no, he's fucking wrong. Like,
Yeah, yeah. And
I'm
if
like,
but if you do disagree, definitely let me know with
no, no,
anything.
no.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so that's one of the things I was like thinking is like, oh, I can definitely see how you've been growing and balancing your extroverted side, which we're going to talk a little bit more about. Because first we're going to go through the four letters,
Right.
but then the depth of it is the what we call the cognitive functions or the mental processes. And that's where you're going to be happy that we're recording this because it
Oh
gets
yeah,
deep.
because so much information. I need to replay it. I need
Yeah.
to like. I need to hear it more than once to digest it.
For sure. And I'll try to like break it down. I'm going to show you a graphic and all of that. So, yeah. But so I versus E, I think that you're an introvert. Now S versus N. So I think you're an S, which stands for sensor. N stands for intuitive. So sensors are the people who prefer things that are reliable and verifiable, things that are consistent, right?
Okay.
Whereas intuitive types, they prefer things that are abstract, philosophical, ungrounded. What's behind the
Oh God,
curtain?
no.
Yeah,
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 no.
yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. Too
Yep,
many doors to open.
exactly. Too many doors to open. Remember that you said that. Remember that. So actually, I have to like, yeah, because that's literally like a big part of your personality type.
It is. It's too many doors. Because then you gotta remember how to backtrack to the other doors. Because then it's just one. You have five doors, and each five doors open up to five doors. And like, what if you didn't like past three doors into like no?
Yep. Yeah. All right. And so, yeah. And so intuitives, they like to like, oh, so like, what are all the different, ways in which like maybe like what happens after we die, or like,
Oh
and it's
God,
like,
it's too
yeah,
heavy.
like nobody can really fully verify that, but like intuitive people, like, they'll like
They
to talk
want
about
to.
that. It's
They
like,
they're
yes,
they're like they want to
what is
devour
the
that information.
soul? Yeah, and it's not that censors don't do that,
Don't, because like
but
I love me some cosmic. I love space. I love reading
yeah,
into it. But it's just
you
like
even said that you did tarot stuff like that, but
there's a
like,
level where I'm just like, this the cutoff point. I don't know where
boom,
it is, but when I see it, I know it. I'm just like, that's the
yeah.
cutoff point.
Yeah, and I'm an intuitive, so it's more like I go into all of that, like as deep as possible. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, sensor check. Now
Okay.
F versus T. T stands for thinker. F stands for feeler.
For feelings.
Yeah, and I think that you are a feeler type, even though you said at one point you were like, oh, you talked about your logic and everything. We're going to talk about why that is. I think that you're fairly balanced here, but I
Okay.
do think that your feeling function is stronger.
I
So
think so too.
yeah,
I'm feeling based. I do things
yep, yeah,
that feel
yep,
like
exactly. Yeah, and then
like
lastly,
I didn't want to do this for a while, and until I was like, you know what, fuck it, I will do this. I didn't,
right.
because Alondra was like, please, just book it. I was like, later, tomorrow, next week, when I get paid. I kept putting it off until I was like, okay. Just if you do it for me, I'll do it. Fine, just set it up. I don't want to
Boom.
set it up.
Yeah. Oh, wow, I can't wait to like get into more of this stuff. And then
So,
yeah. So the last part of this surface level part
right.
is J versus P. So
Okay.
perceivers, that's what the P stands for.
Okay.
They are people who pretty much go with the flow every day, and they like to like, just like, oh yeah, like they're not really much of like a planner. They're very spontaneous and they're just very free spirited.
Yeah.
Allinger is a perceiver for yeah. And then
Yes.
judgers are people who are more, yeah, organized. They like things to be
Organized fine.
routine.
It's
Yeah.
organized fine.
Yes, organized one is accurate. I'm a judger type, so yes, it's like no, I have to plan when I'm like, I can't just be spontaneous out of
Because what
nowhere.
if
But
I'm like Alondra wanted to set it up the same day of like Friday. She wanted to do it Friday, and I was like, I can't do it Friday. I get out at 6. What if I don't leave exactly at 6? Then I'm gonna be late to the meeting. I don't want to be late to the meeting with this guy. I want to be on time and prepared. I don't want to just be like,
judger,
oh my god, I'm so no. I
yep,
want time.
yep, yeah. Allinger is what we call an ESFP, and they're almost all. I don't think that she was late for hours,
No,
but
she
they're
was not.
almost always like packing their schedule with a lot of things. They just love to be on the go, and they love to be doing a lot and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And yeah, ISFJs, they tend to be like overwhelmed kind of easily. But they take on a lot too, but it mostly has to do with like people. So yeah.
Yes,
So
100%. Yes.
yes. So now they're like, even though that's the four letters,
Yeah.
we're gonna go into your mind. Have you ever seen the movie Inside Out?
Yes. Love
Perfect.
that movie.
Oh, cool. So think of this as like Inside Out, right?
Okay.
Where everybody has four of those characters in their mind.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
all know who the leader was in Inside Out, right?
Yep. Joy.
Boom. Exactly. And then probably the lowest one would probably be who?
Sadness.
Boom. You got it. All right. So, in the same sense, we're going to do the same thing, only instead we're going to put it as like a car. So, every personality type, yeah, they all come with like four letters, like yours is ISFJ, but they also come with four
It's the
characters
Power
or
Rangers.
four cognitive functions. Boom. Yeah. And so, if we have a car, a four-passenger car, then we'll have a driver, a co-pilot, and
Back seats.
yep, the 3-year-old and the 10-year-old. So your driver function right here is the function that you pretty much, it's like the oxygen that you breathe.
I don't like this. I don't like this. I already read some of it. I don't like this. I'm being perceived too hard.
Tranquilo. Like we're gonna work through this slowly. But yes, it's funny how you kept on talking about track record too, and like you have to like backtrack and stuff like that. So like,
Yes. Because
yeah,
how you gonna listen? I've been being in arguments too many times. We're going with fucking facts.
yeah, Yeah. And so your driver function is a function called introverted sensing. Now, personality hacker, they nicknamed it memory. And the reason why they nicknamed it memory. So this is another thing. The driver and the 3-year-old are a coin, right? So this is one side of the coin, and the 3-year-old is the other side of the coin. This will make sense and it'll help you a lot in the future. That means
Ew,
that
stop! No, I read the third year.
we're not there yet.
I'm sorry. I read fast. I'm
And
a
then
fast reader. All I do is read.
fair. And then the co-pilot is also the same thing. A coin with the 10-year-old that I'm not going to show you now. So if the drivers, if one side of the coin for the driver is memory, then that means that the other side of the coin is exploration, right? So your driver is your strongest one. Introverted sensing, also known as memory. The reason why it's called memory is because, as we see here, it says soothing, comforting, and giving, creates an inviting space, make sure everyone is and feels safe, crafts wonderful memories, focuses on the importance of family, friends, and home, keeps traditions alive for the next generation, has a fantastic memory for detail. Now, another aspect of memory is that it's all about what is reliable and consistent.
Yeah.
So, and memory is pretty much the one that's like, okay, this is what's worked for the past 10 years. This is what's worked for the past 2 months. And so, because this routine has worked for me for the past 2 months, then I'm going to keep doing it. An example of this could be
self-sabotage, but yeah.
Yeah, right? So like an example of this could be like if you're throwing a Christmas party, right? And then you bake the cookies a specific way, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Gabriela! Like I love these cookies."
Those are the only cookies I'm baking for the rest of my life.
Boom! There you go, right? And so you're gonna keep on trying to replicate that because it's like, oh, why would I change that?
It's a high.
Boom. Now, because that's your strongest, just like you said, that's the cookies that you're gonna bake for the rest of your life. The flip side coin of memory is exploration. That's your 3-year-old. Now, exploration, the technical term for it is extroverted intuition. In times of stress, so extroverted intuition or exploration, when it's used as a strength, it's all about who says that we have to stick to this way of doing things.
Yeah.
At the beginning, you said, I had highlighted it. You said that you're good at following tasks. If it's laid out in front of you, then it's like, oh, I can just do this, whatever. People with exploration as their driver, they're not very good with that. You'll put the task in front of them, you'll give them like instructions, and somehow they'll get it done, but they found like all these other ways to get it done because they're just not good at it. And it's like, why didn't you just follow the instructions? Like, why did you go this way, this way, this way, this? So that's what exploration
does. It's not linear.
It's not linear at all.
It can be because I've definitely been like, oh, this is all I have to do. Boom, 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 done. Mm-hmm. And then I get bored.
But yeah, and this is the part of you. This is the weakest part of you, the part that you're most uncertain about. This is actually the side of you where you said, "Oh, like I have some creativity because it's still part of your car." You've raised it up to a 3-year-old before. The 3-year-olds, they can still talk. They can still do some things. That's like, oh, but the 3-year-old who it's like, yeah, I got 2 twigs. Versus now you have somebody who, I don't know what types your brothers are, but like. They had
I would love to type them, bro.
Right. It's assuming if they have exploration as a driver, it's like, oh, that's nice that you had the 2 twigs. Now we have this and we that, and you're like, oh, your creativity is on a whole different level because they're using that as a driver. But then they might look at you and they might see your memory as, oh wow, like she's on a whole other level with like how much she's able to backtrack, how much she's able to like keep records, how much she's able to like do this and like do what's consistent, what's reliable. And again, so this is where memory and exploration can kind of like fight because memory is always like, let's do things the same way. Let's do these things the same way. Have you ever seen Ratatouille?
I have.
Yeah. So in Ratatouille, Colette, she uses memory as a driver function, is not a driver function. It's actually her co-pilot. But anyway, I don't want to confuse you. But she uses memory as well. So for her, she's not the same personality type, but she uses like that same coin.
Right.
So she was telling Linguini, she was like, no, he's supposed to explore. We follow the recipe, and she just kept, and that's what memory is. It's like we don't F around. We try to just do what we're told. But exploration is all about effing around.
Yeah.
Exploration is all about like, okay, oh, so y'all like the cookies? Well, wait, next year I'm gonna add sprinkles into that. Oh, and then after that, I'm gonna probably start doing this. And then memory's like, whoa, what are you doing? Like, why would we do all of that? Like, that's not reliable. And we don't know if that's gonna work. And exploration's like, yeah, duh. I love trying things that are probably not gonna work because that's not boring. But memory can be seen as like boring because, just like you said, I know that if a lot of people were to see this, then just like you said earlier, you said that you love to do the same thing like every day. That's a very, very, very SI, introverted sensing memory type of thing, especially with having exploration as a 3-year-old. But you do get some hits of exploration because you're like, because you're like, oh, but even with things happening every day, it's like, oh, things change just enough for me to be like, oh, but you don't need that much. Whereas like if your exploration was like a 10-year-old or if it was a driver, it's like, oh man, I need like every single day to be very, very different, or else I'm going to get bored very quickly. Does that make sense so far?
No, it makes sense. Yeah.
Beautiful. And so because that's your 3-year-old too, then that's the place where you might go to in times of stress. So like when you're like really freaking out, then you can probably,
The retail therapy.
Boom.
The Funko Pop collection.
Yep. Yeah. Once you start like, and then also people of your personality type too, they might start, oh no, what if this happens? Or what if that happens? Or boom, boom, boom. And just like you said, like, how can I prepare? And like, okay, well, what if I like Friday, I had to do this? And what if I'm late? And then this is that, and boom, boom, and I wouldn't be able to handle it. That
and
anxiety.
Then I cancel everything.
Boom. Yeah. And it's because you want to stick to what's safe. You want to stick to what's consistent. You want to stick to what's reliable. So that's where that comes in.
Yep.
Now, since your driver function is an introverted function, then your co-pilot function is an extroverted function. Because that's what gives you balance. So everybody has 2 introverted functions and 2 extroverted functions. Okay. But whatever makes you an introvert is whatever your driver is. And whatever makes your extrovert is whatever your driver is. So to balance your introversion in your driver, you have a co-pilot. The co-pilot's technical name is called extroverted feeling. Okay. Now, the nickname that they gave it is harmony. And it's pretty much what gets everyone's needs met. So it gives an opportunity to show love in a balanced way. It understands complex social structures and unspoken social contracts, helps others meet their needs, provides strength to say no when requests from others are inappropriate, and helps articulate this lovingly but firmly. So with you, this is where you would have to grow most in, which I think that you've done.
Yeah, because it says I say no, and I'm just like,
yeah, exactly.
I see the other parts 100%, and I do see the no part too.
Yeah.
But definitely a lot of growth in this box.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody has to grow in their co-pilot function. That's what it is, because that's what balances the driver function. Okay. So, and as you grow your co-pilot, then everything else starts to come together better. And so with harmony or extroverted feeling, it's all about understanding like interpersonal dynamics, like, oh, this is these people's relationship, that's these people's relationship. It's about knowing how to like meet people's needs, like how you said, like, oh yeah, it's just very obvious to me, like how everybody's feeling and stuff like that. A lot of people, they're very afraid to assume what another person is feeling. But with you, it's still a strength, like even though you're like, oh, I'm not like the best at it, there's still like places where I can learn like how to say no and like whatever. It's still a strength for you. It's still a co-pilot, like it's still an adult in your car. But sometimes people do what's called a loop. Because you're an introvert, and your co-pilot is an extroverted function, then you might want to stay in an introverted place. So instead of going to your co-pilot in times of need, you might skip it and go to your 10-year-old function, which is also an introvert. The 10-year-old.
I just read the first line.
Mm-hmm. The 10-year-old is.
I get so mean that I'm stressed out.
Yes.
I fight everybody's heads up, and I'm like, I don't mean it. It's just like cornered me.
Yeah, the 10-year-old always works with the driver. And so it could be like, in this case, well, I guess let's read it. 10-year-old is accuracy. The technical term for it is introverted thinking. So it becomes critical of other people's opinions when they don't match their own. Like if
I don't
somebody
like
has,
this.
yeah.
I don't like this.
It focuses on the need to be perfect all the time, just like you said about being a perfectionist. And I was like, oh, yep, there it is. And sometimes creating an inhospitable environment if they become obsessive compulsive.
I see that all the time.
Yeah,
I see that one. I hate that one. I hate
yeah.
that one because it's all the time, and I don't know how to get outside of that fucking box.
The
Like,
way, yeah, go ahead.
no, like I'll organize my room. This is the example that comes to mind every time when I think
Yeah.
about the stupid box. Is that
Mm,
I organize my room in a way that I'm like, yo, it's beautiful, it's perfect. It's not
yeah.
livable because then I'm like carefully taking things out, not trying to disturb the thing that's next to it, and then everything falls. And then guess what happens? I don't put it back because I'm so pissed that the everything was organized and it was so nice, and I fucked it up. So I'm just like, fuck everything. And then I'm like, I don't want to clean my room. And then when I do clean my room again, it's like military. Everything's straight, lined up, labels in the front. And then I'm like, I can't keep this up.
Labels.
My mom, she used to make me organize the cans, and the labels had to be in the front. They all had to be perfectly lined up.
Wow.
And so now I'm like, everything needs to be lined up. And now
Wow. And it's part of your memory now too. Like it's like, oh, this has always worked for me. So and your mom probably was an SJ type as well.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Like you don't think their mom had memory? Doesn't mean that she was an ISFJ, but you know what? We don't have to go there right now. Let's focus on you for right now.
we bump heads a lot.
Oh yeah, that's still likely. Yeah.
No, like a lot. Like it's terrible. I don't know.
I'm gonna ask you more about that later for sure. After you join the group chat, because you're gonna join, right?
Yeah, I'm joining.
Wow, Allenger's gonna be so happy.
Alex cry from the happiness. She's gonna explode.
Yeah.
Not cry. She's gonna explode like a rock.
Aw. Yeah, no, everybody's gonna really like you. They already really like Allenger too. And since you're a writer, do you write poetry?
I'm not good at poetry.
It doesn't matter if you're good. Do you write it?
I like it. No,
Listen.
I don't like my poetry.
There you go.
It doesn't.
You're being critical of yourself,
No,
which
it's
is
not.
that
It's
10-year
that
old.
I would much rather write a story than I would write a poem. Is what it is.
Okay.
And that translates when I'm writing the poem because I'm like, I don't want to do it.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's one of the functions in there.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, yeah. So 10-year-old accuracy. So your memory and your accuracy, right? They can start getting into cahoots with each other, and they're like, you know what? Instead of us actually like really trying to get to know these people or like getting out there and like making this happen or whatever, which is what Harmony would say. Like, wait, let's actually try to like talk to people. Let's actually try to like get our needs met and all of that. Let's be kinder. Let's use more tact. Memory and accuracy will get together. Like, no, that's too much work. You know what? We're instead just gonna like cancel plans. We're just gonna instead stay inside. We're instead gonna be just biting up to cornered us. And instead of like, yeah, instead of like just using Harmony to be like, hey, honestly,
and say I feel this way.
Yes, it's
we
like
can't do that.
Yeah.
Who does that?
But the 10-year-old, when it's being done well, it's actually used in times of play and intimacy. So ISFJs, they can like things, maybe like it doesn't mean that you might like these things, but here are some examples. They might like, wait, didn't you actually say this? Did you say puzzles earlier?
I did say puzzles. I like
Boom.
Puzzles.
Yeah.
I love puzzles.
Gaming, yeah. So accuracy, like that, yeah, like it really likes stuff like having to do like figuring things out, like puzzles, like gaming, stuff like that, like maybe like Rubik's Cube type thing, logic games, stuff of that nature.
Piano
could also work. Yeah, like the technicalities. Like when it comes to accuracy, it's the technicalities of like, like the piano in that way, And so it's not like none of these parts of you are bad, but you said, how do you get out of this box?
No, it's like, it's not necessarily, I don't mean that box.
Yeah.
It's a box. my own
Mm-hmm.
box, like outside of this, I just yesterday I was getting ready to go out.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
not yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday or Friday. I dropped my perfume and I broke it
Mm-hmm.
because it was so perfectly placed. And I
Mm-hmm.
grabbed the other one, and that one fell, and it
Mm-hmm.
broke. And like now, my room just smells like my perfume that it cost me a lot of money, and I'm just like ignoring the fact that it's gone. Like because it was just so it was fine. It was perfectly placed. It
Right.
wouldn't have fallen, but I
Yeah.
don't know how to give space for like livable situation. Like I wanted to make it functional. I don't know how to make it
Mm-hmm.
functional without making it not perfect.
Man, see, yeah, and that's literally the ideal of the memory and introverted thinking. Because just like you said, being livable. If you want things to be livable, then you have to be considerate about like harmony, right? Like so, for example, if you have like memory and introverted thinking, it's very perfectionistic. So it's gonna be like we have to have everything set up like this, and boom, boom. See, doesn't it look nice? But then if you have people over, then your harmony side will be like, well,
They're
Gabriela,
gonna think
like,
it's messy. They're gonna think it's messy, and it
yeah.
looks messy. So let's fix it.
Well, even then, that's your accuracy still talking. It's still being critical in that way. Your
Yes,
harmony side will be more like, well, they're gonna think that everything looks clean, but now they won't feel comfortable to sit on your couch because everything is so
yes,
pristine.
yes,
They won't
yes.
feel comfortable to actually like eat because it's like, oh, everything
So
is
nice.
so perfect that I don't feel comfortable. So I don't feel harmonious.
I like livable spaces. I love creating soft spaces that you can just fall into until it's
Hmm.
like my room.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I want everybody to just exist, but
Yeah.
my room is an issue.
And I think that's fair. I think it's fine to have your room at least be your
It's
safe
not. It's
haven in a
not because
way.
I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate breaking shit. I don't appreciate feeling like I can't properly dress myself in the morning as well as I want to because it's gonna disrupt the harmony that I have of all my things. So instead of just because then I have to just waste time to put it back properly. So instead
Right.
of doing all that, I'll just avoid it. I don't want that. But I don't know
Right.
how to do not that.
Well, you know what? If you ever want to go into like actual coaching with me, you probably saw it on my website. Um, I would be more than happy to take 2 to 4 weeks to really give you like a game plan on like how you can, because the difference between like therapy and like coaching, one of the differences I should say, is that like for me, I'm just trying to coach you a little bit to like get you going to be able to do it on your own. So I'm
Right.
not trying to keep you for too long. So maybe like 2 to 4 sessions, and then it's like, oh, Denzel, I get this, and now I know how to do this. And if you ever need to come back, then you can book like another one off session, but we'll be able to make a plan, all of that. But yeah, at least now we know what your personality type is, and so like that helps. Like the harmony side of you is the side of you that loves plants, for example. It's the part of you that's like, oh, I love nurturing things, seeing how things grow over time. That's your memory also going in there too. The harmony side of you is
Is
also the part of you that's
that
uh
wants a safe space for my friends and family members.
yes, big time. And then even when you said it's too many doors to open, that was your exploration side.
Yeah.
Like because when you have exploration down here, that 3-year-old is just like, oh my gosh, it's just too much. It's just too much. Whereas like somebody who might have exploration as a driver, it's like, get all these doors. I just can't wait to go into every single one of them. And they don't care if their memory is low and they're like, oh, I don't even know where I started from. And that's why people with exploration higher, they can seem random because it's like they're not trying to keep track. They're just jumping into all the doors, they're jumping into all the multiverses, stuff like that. Whereas like for you, it's like I'm trying to keep my mind on track and this is that. So like I can't jump into all of these doors. I can't have all these tabs open. Like this is too much. You know what I'm saying?
To a degree. I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying, but I have a lot of tabs open.
And I believe that.
I have like
Sometimes that's where also like the 3-year-old could come out too, where it's like it's hyper out
It's
there.
a rabbit hole that we go down.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that is for the most part um yeah, your personality type as an ISFJ.
High subject. Okay.
Yes, and everything else. I'm laughing because Allinger texted me something in invisible ink, so I will open that after this. I don't know what it is just yet. Maybe I should open it while I'm on the call, just in case if it's a message for you as well. Don't tell me. I want to guess. Okay. Oh, well. Hold on. Sorry, hold on. Let me replay that. We were just on the phone and she goes, hold on a second. Hold on a second. It's about to start. I gotta go. I love her. I'm so excited. I'm so scared. Can't wait for you guys to meet. And then she sent this crazy thing.
That's her. Yes. That's my baby. I don't know how much Allinger has told you. I don't know if she uses my direct quotes.
I'm not sure either.
We different personality types here. But I told her that for me, growing up, like I don't feel like I didn't have friends, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That was due to circumstances. Like I felt like I was home and school. Like there was no in between. There was no space for me to do anything else.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize like that the friends that I have now were in fact my friends because we barely hung out at school. They weren't in my class. It was just this weird thing. And then when we went to the same middle school, they were there and they were just so happy to see me. And I was just like, oh, they were my friends all along. And so through them, I learned like, oh, okay, these are my friends. Like these are friends that chose me. Allinger is the friend that I chose.
That's good.
I chose Allinger. I saw her like the first week of school, and I was like, her. She's gonna be my friend. Just the girl. I stalked her. I was like, we have 3 classes together.
You plotted.
You know what? This is gonna be my friend. And I was like, that's it. You're my friend. And she says that I am the glue that held us together, and I think she's the glue that held us together.
Oh yeah. Oh, she did tell me that. Yep, she did tell me that direct quote. I remember that one.
I think it's her. She says it's me. I don't think that's right. She had to drag me through it all. And I'm just there for the ride.
Well, I think that is beautiful. Honestly, I really like how she talked about you. And
I love her to pieces.
Yeah.
That's my soulmate.
And I think it's cool too because I don't really I know a lot of ISFJs, but I don't really like get as deep with them or like laugh as much with them as I have with you and all of that stuff.
I'm funny.
I can see that. I can see that. So I'm like, oh, once again, like this is really cool to be able to see more nuance of this type.
Yeah.
Not that they're never funny, but like
no, I know, but
yeah.
I we should add that to the list. I don't think I'm the funniest person alive because there are people who have cracked me the fuck up. But I'm definitely funny. I have enough childhood trauma to make me funny.
Yeah. Okay. that's actually the fun. That's funny. That sounds like something that Allinger would say. And I think that it's interesting too, because you and Allinger don't have any like the people in your car. None of them are similar to Allinger.
We wouldn't be in the same car together, no, right? Yeah, I knew it, but I think that's what makes it so perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all don't have like any of the same functions together.
But it's crazy how much in common we do have. It's just that where I'm fearful, she's not. Like we'll like the same thing, and she'll immerse herself deeper than I would. But that does not mean that I wasn't interested in it. Like I was. Like you just went further than I could have.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I'm already like writing the email to you. So the invitation to come to the group chat. So the group chat is on an app called Telegram.
I have.
So, oh, you already have Telegram. Oh,
yeah.
Bueno. Okay,
great.
With
a friend of mine.
Okay, well then you can have you'll just get the link, and then you can join. When you join, just tell everybody, like, just write a short thing like, "Hi everyone, my name is Gabriela.
Oh God.
I'm Ali Allinger's friend, whatever, and I just got profiled as an ISFJ."
Oh God.
You don't have to be shy. It's cool. And you'll see a pinned thing, and the pin will be a message where it shows our different branches. We have Painter's Palace, we have Poetry Palace, we have Polemic Palace, and there's like descriptions for each of them. So you can join whichever ones that you want. You don't have to join them. Yeah. And like, because sometimes like Ponder Palace will be quiet, but then Polemic Palace, which is the one where we talk about like taboo stuff, is like popping. And then sometimes like Poetry Palace is like pop in, while Polemic Palace is quiet or whatever. And there's like just different conversations going on, like, you know. And so, yeah. But so I'll send you that, and I'm gonna post this not publicly. It's gonna be an unlisted YouTube video. Although if one day if you are open to me sharing it on my channel publicly, would you be open to that?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't think it's anything too embarrassing.
That's great, because
but
I think
I'm
that
not
you're a great. Oh yeah, you don't have to watch it then. But I think that you would be a great example for a lot of people. Like, oh, this is how ISFPs can look like too. Because sometimes they'll view your type as boring. And I just feel like this session,
it can be pretty boring.
I believe you.
It absolutely can be boring.
Yeah, but I will upload the unlisted one first.
For Allender, yes.
Yeah, and so, but for right now, since I'm about to step out,
okay, no worries.
Then I'm gonna send you a temporary link so that you can rewatch it like immediately, and then when I get like the YouTube one later, then I'll send you that one.
All right. Good? Sounds good. I'm trying to like, you know, try new things. So yeah.
That's good. You're integrating the extroverted intuition.
I told you I'm on a path of change.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna cry about this. After this, I'm gonna do a nice little cry, but it'll be fine.
Do what you gotta do. And like I said, it's no pressure.
No, it's
if
fine.
You do ever want like coaching on like these things, or like, you know, where we like actually set aside time to like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's go through this. These are some ways you can do this better. Boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. Then just like, you know, hit me up or schedule a session with me on my coaching calls. I do payment plans too, so you don't have to wait to like payday or something like that. I trust you, so it's like if you can't pay right away, that's also fine, you know, stuff like that. But again, if you're like, oh no, I don't really need the coaching, I'm not offended. So I'm just letting you know. So
I think my therapist and I will both disagree. Like, no, we need something here.
Heard. Okay, well, it was really nice meeting you, Gabriela. Like, nice. Really, like Allinger was right about you. And
what did she say?
I'll tell you what she said. I'll tell you what she said. When you join Ponder Palace, then you can hit me up. You can hit me up on Telegram, and then I'll write you.
Yes, she's so like, I'm so like, I gush, and she's just like reserved. She's very demure in that aspect.
Really?
And then, yes. And
wow. Then I'm glad I bring out another side of her.
Clearly, and then she'll be like, you know, I love you, and I'm like, do you?
Oh,
you don't say it. No, she
really?
She says she loves me, but like it's just other things. Like it's like she doesn't. She's not gushy.
Yeah.
And so when she does, it's really impactful. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, but I need a lot of validation.
No, I hear you.
Tell me all the time.
Look, now that she's gonna watch this recording, she'll see.
No.
For
she's
sure.
Perfect.
Yes, there you go. That's right. You're perfect, Allinger.
She is. Listen, 16 years strong.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's beautiful.
16 years strong. I love it.
Thank you for taking the time to watch that video. And if you enjoyed that, please like and subscribe. It actually really helps out my channel a lot, so that more people who actually care about what I want to say can actually find me a lot more easier. Also, if you did enjoy it, then maybe you'll enjoy a lot of my other content as well. So be sure to check out some of my playlists where you'll be able to find a lot of my older videos and older content. And last but not least, if you would like any profiling sessions or coaching sessions, be sure to check out denzelmensah.com, where you'll be able to book me and you'll see the rest of my services. But thanks again and have a great day.